Hey gang, welcome back to 31 Days of Halloween. This is day number 17. Yes, I know I forgot 16. I will film it at a later time. I went to see Alien, the 40th anniversary last night, um, so I really didn't have time to get into it, and I'm really bad about not filming in advance. So, anyway, today, day number 17, we're going to talk about the 1987 slasher, Killer Workout, also known as Aerobicide, or what's it called? Aerobicide. Okay, first off, if you're a true horror hound and you love horror movies like this are still going to appeal to you. They're slashers, they're cheese, they're not going to be. Not every slasher can be Halloween. Not every slasher can be Friday the 13th, 1 or 2. They can't do that. They feed off the coattails, and this is actually almost 10 years after that. This literally got a list of people in this: Marcia Carr, David Campbell, Fritz Matthews, and Ted Pryor. When I looked them up, because the only one I recognized was Dave Campbell, they were all in a bunch of really shitty low budget war movies. Deadliest Catch, I think, maybe is what it was called, or something like that. Anyway, this is the most 80s film I've ever seen in my entire life. It's about a girl that goes to audition for, she's auditioning for something, but she stops at the tanning bed and it malfunctions and she gets burnt to death. 4 or 5 years later, the place reopens under new management and we have an aerobic center. And all it is guys and girls aerobicizing for very long periods of time. Okay, now I have it queued up on the TV here, and I want to let you hear the soundtrack. And it might be too loud, it might crackle on the speakers, but you really, really, really need to hear this. All right, first off, I'm going to say I do enjoy this. It is cheese. It is just crazy, over the top slasher goodness. But I got to say, there's a couple things that really bother me. There's more than a couple things that bother me about this. Okay, this workout facility probably houses the dance floor. There's probably 20, 25 people on it at any given night doing the dancing stuff. And their gym is literally about as big as my movie room, which is a nice size, but this is a gym, okay, where they can lift weights. And everybody is a hot 80s chick with leg warmers or a steroid pumped dude working out. Anyway, after a while, these killings start happening. And this is no shit. I don't know the time lapse that went from the first killing to the end of the movie. I don't know if they come out and say how many days or whatever that, but there's literally like probably a good 10, 11, maybe even 12 people murdered inside this place, and they're still in business. I mean, one guy gets his face crushed in with a barbell. They keep getting killed with this giant bobby pin, like a diaper pin that you put on diapers, but it's huge. That I think my mom and them used to use them as keychains, and they whoever the killer is opens it up and is stabbing them. No real blood popping up till the body's on the ground, but still, the story itself kind of it gets going, and I like it a lot. I like the cheese. How about that? I really enjoy the cheese of this. Now, the I was watching it. I was sitting here watching it, and the first murder had happened, and there was a girl that was killed in the shower, and she was shoved into a locker. And when she fell in the locker, the cops are called, whatever. So the owner of the facility and her main teacher, forget their names, it's Rhonda and something, another girl. They are sitting in the office waiting for the lieutenant to come talk to him. He comes in, and he's a big dude. He's big. I mean, he's got a huge fucking head. I mean, he's Frankensteinish, man. He's got real broad shoulders. He's tall. And then he's like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" I had to pause it for the longest time because it just didn't. It was just so stupid. And then there are impromptu fight scenes where, like, one of the new guys is taking trash out, and another guy pulls in. And of course, the only thing they're missing is fanny packs. They got those real tight shorts and tank tops. And they've obviously done 100 push-ups before the scene, so their veins are popped and whatever. And he gets out of the car and he's like, "You better leave Rhonda alone." And they start this fight, and it's like, I thought this went from a slasher film to American Ninja in that fast. The fight scenes are so bad. I mean, these guys are like jumping up and doing a roundhouse kick with not even the roundhouse part of it. They're just spinning around, kicking somebody and punching. And most fight scenes are so unrealistic. It's not funny, but you forgive them because it's, it's part of the charm of the movie. It's blah, 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 whatever. But this is just, man, I think one of the girls could have came out and took him. But yeah, killer workout. I had bought this a long time ago, very, very cheap at the pawn shop. I think $2, maybe $3. And anytime I see a slasher, and I had heard of it, directed by Ted Pryor. Who puts this out? That's the next thing I'm going to talk about. I can't see, it's too dark in here. This is literally one of the worst looking Blu-rays I have ever seen. It's like they took the VHS copy, a VHS copy that had been rented 200 times in a matter of 2 weeks, and laid it down, transferred it from a VHS to a Blu-ray, but the cord went through a potato and turned it to shit. Or it was filmed with a potato. I'm not really sure. This is grainy as fuck. I mean, really, really, really bad. First off, it's in a really bad ratio. 1.33. And so and you can't fix it. You can't change it at all. Which, a lot of times, I don't really care because I like to watch them in their original ratio. But, literally one of the worst looking Blu-rays that I've ever seen. And I've got some really, really bad silent Hitchcock and silent, and some Chaplin stuff and that are really bad copies. But this is a Blu-ray, and it looks like garbage. But it's fun. It's a fun movie, so don't check it out. If you're not a true horror hound and you like everything, like, oh, I love a cheesy slasher every now and then don't even bother, because this is not for you, okay? If you are, and you love this kind of stuff, it's fun, but I'm sure there's a VHS copy that looks better. So I'm going to let you guys out with a little more overtops. Right. So, Mike, is that how the real 80s were? I was little in the real 80s, so I don't remember it too much. Yeah, it's like putting on a shitty record. Keep it spooky later.